Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Scott, and today we're painting an awesome model. We're painting the Vartijan Exo-Driller from Necromunda. This is one of the funner projects I've done recently, so let's go ahead and dive into how I painted this model. To get this model ready for painting, I've primed it using black Paint Plus Primer from Rust-Oleum. The first color we're going to use in this project is going to be a mixture of 2 parts Kabalite Green and 1 part Stegadon Scale Green. And we're going to apply this to all of the armor panels on the Exo-Driller. Once that base color is in place, we're going to take Coelia Greenshade and we're going to use this to do a pin wash, putting this color in all of the dark recesses and gaps between the armor panels on the model. Once we've allowed the shade to dry, we're going to take Kabalite Green and we're going to do an edge highlight on all of the ridges on the armor panels of the model. Next, we're going to do a second layer of highlighting using Sybarite Green, and this time we're only focusing on the ridges in the places where we expect the light to catch the most. Now that the armor is done, we're going to take Leadbeclher and we're going to use this to paint all of the structural parts of the mech. This includes the barrels of the weapons and all of the joints between the armor panels. To shade all of the metal parts of the model, we're going to take Nuln Oil and we're going to apply this on all of the Leadbeclher parts. And you can go nice and heavy with this if you want the model to appear more greasy and dirty. For our next step, we're going to take Administratum Grey and we're going to establish a stripe going down the center of the front armor panels on the model. We're also going to paint any armor panels that we want to do in this different color. With that gray color in place, we're going to take Seraphim Sepia, and there are 2 ways you can do this wash. You can either do it as a pin wash and only put it in the recesses, or you can water it down a bit and wash this over all of the gray parts that we painted in the previous step. Once we're finished with that shade, we can take Gray Seer and we're going to do an edge highlight on all of the gray panels. And if you did the overall wash, you'll also want to go and glaze this on the center of each of the armor panels. Now for the head of the model, we're going to take Averland Sunset and we're going to base the helmet in this color. We're also going to base the helmet that's on the backpack of the Exo-Driller. We'll shade all of the yellow using Casandora Yellow, and once again we're only putting this in the recesses. We are not doing an overall wash. Next, we're going to take Yriel Yellow, and we're going to use this to highlight both the helmet on the front of the model and on the backpack. Now that we're done with the yellow parts, we're going to take Khorne Red. We're going to use this to paint a few different things. We're going to paint the casing of the weapon on the left arm, as well as the fuel canisters that are on the backpack of the model. We'll shade all of the red parts we just painted using Carroburg Crimson. Once that shade is dried, we'll take Wazdakka Red and do an edge highlight on all the red parts of the model. Next, we're going to take Balthasar Gold, and we're going to paint this on the canisters connected to the flamethrower on the model, as well as some of the more decorative parts of the structural parts of the model. Now we're going to take Rhinox Hide, and we're going to paint this on all of the leather straps that are spread around the backpack of the model. Once that brown is in place, we're going to take Agrax Earthshade, and we're going to wash this over both the brown and the copper parts that we painted in the previous 2 steps. While that shade is drying, we're going to take Abaddon Black and we're going to paint this on the tubes that are coming from each of the arms on the back of the Exo-Driller. We'll highlight the tubes using Dark Reaper, and when you do this, you're going to do similar to a dry brushing technique, except you're going to leave just a little bit more paint in the brush. By this point in time, the shade we did earlier should be dry, so we're going to take Mournfang Brown and we're going to use this to edge highlight all of the leather straps on the model. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take Gray Seer and we're going to use this to pick out all the spots where there are lights on the model. Once that gray is in place, we're going to take Contrast Talassar Blue and we're going to water it down slightly, and then we're going to apply this to all of those lights that we highlighted in the previous step. For our final step in this project, we're going to quickly take Contrast Basilicanum Gray. We're just going to use a fine detail brush to apply this into the eye slot that's on the helmet of the Exo-Driller. And with that, we finished painting the Vartijan Exo-Driller. Thank you so much for watching my video today. I really hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, go ahead and like it and then subscribe to my channel so you can see future videos I make. I would love to see some of the projects you're working on. I have a Facebook group that I've linked down in the description where you can go and show me your cool paint projects. So go ahead and join that. And as always, have an amazing day, and we'll catch you in the next one.